What is up, my dudes, and the one girl who thinks that we're going to be talking about new battery-operated boyfriends for? Not that kind of tech discussion, one girl. Not that kind of tech discussion. This is Bike Spears and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Just want to hang out with you. Maybe you should invite me over. Put me on your couch, watch a little TV, share a bag of Doritos. I don't know. Today, we're going to be talking about motorcycle tech and when there's just like too much of it. But before we get into that, I want to give you guys just a quick update from my last video where I said it finally got me. I don't know if it did. So here's the deal. Last week I had what felt like a chest cold, and I kind of chalked it up to either chest cold or allergies. And you know, because like right now, just pollen all over the place. It's insane. My bike is yellow. I just cleaned my bike the other day. It's yellow again. I put it in the garage. This is ridiculous. So last week, during all the sickness stuff, wife asked me to take a couple, you know, at-home tests, and I was like, sure. So I took 2 different ones, a couple days apart, you know, to give it a chance to see if anything shows up. Everything came back negative, so I really did just chalk it up as a chest cold, or again, allergies. But then she started to develop the same symptoms I had. So she started presenting on Saturday. So on Sunday, she decided that she wanted to go to urgent care. She took a few home tests as well. Previous to that, they came up negative, but she wanted to be sure, and I was cool with that. So she went, came up positive, got a little panicked, and was like, oh, you know, get home. Hey, good directional there, guy. Good directional. Jerk. So on Sunday, she went over, she got her test while I was, you know, up riding in Maine. She texted me and she said, you know, hey, I came up positive. You're going to want to come home as soon as possible. So, you know, I took care of the stuff with Chris. You know, the Indian chieftain that wouldn't start, that was right next to the Harley that did start. Yeah, that. Anyway, I headed home after that. I got home too late to go to one of the like places to get a test and all that stuff without going to the emergency room, and clearly this was not an emergency thing. Like I have a cough. So Monday it was closed because of the holidays. I went this morning, it's now Tuesday, and again came back negative. They're going to take one of the tests and they ship it off, and it takes like a day or two to get a response, and it's supposed to be the be-all end-all answer. But at that point in time, I looked at the wife and I was like, hey, you should go get another test, because all the home tests you took came up negative. Even after the one she took at the hospital came up positive. I was like, you know, there is such thing as false positives, just like there's false negatives. And right now there's so many negatives versus your one positive. There's a fair chance that you could have had a false positive. So she went today. After I went, and she came back negative as well. They're gonna send out her test as well. It'll take like a day or two for the be-all end-all answer sort of deal. You know, LabCorp or something like that looks at it. But as it stands, I may actually just have a chest cold. Yay! Whatever. So that is, now you're all caught up on that drama. Congratulations. That was like 4 minutes of your life that you're never getting back. My apologies. Let's move on to the tech stuff, shall we? Now, right out of the gate, I'm clearly not anti-tech. I have a job in the tech field. I have tech all over this helmet, clearly. My bike has tech in it, stuff like that. It's, you know, I'm not anti-tech. I do think that there's some places where we need to kind of scale back and ease up on it, because I feel like it's making us dumber, and it's making us crappier human beings. And just, I guess is the best way to sum it up. We're turning into the humans that were on those little like loungers in the movie WALL-E. That's what we're on a fast track for, and it's kind of silly. So I was just reading that Honda is working on basically a self-driving bike when it comes down to it. It's not completely self-driving, like they plan to use like LiDAR and all that stuff, and part of it is they're gonna let you ride the bike until it seems like you don't have a grasp on things. Like say like this truck up here, if I came plowing up to it really quick and it didn't seem like I was slowing down or stopping, the bike would engage the brakes. Now some bikes already have stuff kind of like this. That BMW, for example, you can get it with like a radar cruise control. It's that ugly ass panel on the front that I was making fun of during the Grinds My Gears I did for that. And what that does is it's radar assisted cruise control. So if I set my cruise control at 50 and I'm going up the highway and I start coming up close to this truck, the bike will automatically start slowing down to keep a distance between me and Salt Life there. Now, I have a lot of issues with a lot of all the stuff I just said. First and foremost, there is way too many like things coming out to help you ride your bike better. And I feel like most of them are blunting your actual skill set. So when you actually end up on a bike where you don't have all this stuff, or if all this stuff fails on you, or you know, the 100 other scenarios, you are screwed. Like, you know, my bike, for example, has link lock brakes. What that means is I never really have to use my foot brake at all. If I squeeze my handbrake, it will apply pressure to the rear wheel as well. That is so dumb. And it's not dumb because like, oh hey, here's a great invention. It's dumb because when you learn to ride, you're taught to apply like, you know, the correct amount of pressure through the foot brake and the handbrake for balance. And you know, sometimes you need the rear brake more or less. Sometimes you need the front brake more or less. This just kind of takes a lot of your decision-making skills away from you. And I know like Indians have like, what is it, turn assist, curve assist, whatever, where you're like going into a turn and stuff and there's like little gyros that help you to handle curves and turns better. That is so dumb. Like, if you can't handle a curvy road, you either need to A, slow down, B, pick different roads because it's beyond your skill set, or C, just plain go back to learning how to ride because you're failing. You are failing as a biker. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to tech. I mean, I know, like, I'm pretty sure it's Harley now has hill assist. If you're on a hill and you come to a stop, your bike will lock into place until you start going again. You no longer have to balance your brake and your, you know, throttle and all that stuff to get off that hill. Like, the bike does it for you. This is dumb as hell. Like, what happens when you get on a bike that doesn't have hill assist? All that time that you could have been practicing, all that time you could have gotten better, all that time you could have not sucked as a biker, like, is now completely wasted, and you're kind of screwed. It's kind of like when Meg started learning how to ride. A lot of times I try to get her out in situations that she doesn't want to be in before she's actually in those situations involuntarily. You know, like busy roads, lots of stop signs, a little bit of rain, you know, just stuff like that. Because that's how you practice. That's how you get better. So if your bike is doing all this stuff for you, you're not going to be a good rider, and you're going to lose your skill sets. I mean, it really is like, if you're not using this stuff, you are going to lose it. And there needs to be a ceiling for this tech, because it's just making worse riders. And I see a lot of riders who are like, oh, I had to lay my bike down, I had no choice, I had to do this, I had no choice, oh, I hit this, I went off the road here. And I think it's because, you know, obviously some of this stuff are accidents, some of the stuff is somebody else's fault, stuff like that. But I also think a lot of this are bikers riding beyond their means. And I think when you start introducing tech like this, you're making it a whole lot easier for these bikers to ride beyond their means. And that's a really big problem, at least in my eyes. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I mean, it just, you're breeding bad riders. And that's just gonna lead to more accidents, more failures, more just dumb stuff. Like, let's say Captain Hill Assist there, you know, he's got his bike that takes care of, you know, hills all the time for him. He's good to go. He never has to think twice about it. Decides he's going out to Hawaii or something for the weekend. Week, 2 weeks, whatever. Rents a bike or a moped or something like that. He wants to go see like the volcanoes or, you know, whatever. Ends up on like a Sportster or, again, a moped. Those things aren't going to have hill assist. What happens when he gets stuck on a hill? Dude's going to like stall his bike or roll backwards into the car behind him, and, you know, if it ever comes down to that. This is just dumb, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm harping on it too much, but I think it has to stop. There's just too much of it. Like right now, just came up to this truck. By instinct, I applied pressure on my foot brake and I applied pressure on my handbrake, all while downshifting so I could get ready to take off. With a lot of tech that's coming out, probably half of what I just did would be completely eliminated. And probably 90% of what I just did would be completely eliminated if you're one of those dorks who went out and bought an automatic bike. Like, what are you guys thinking? Just stop it. So, I don't know. That's what I got today. What do you guys think? Tell me down below. You think bikes are getting too techy? You think it's good that this stuff is here because it's helping with, you know, I don't know, bad riders being better? You think the safety features outweigh the fact that it's dumbing down riders? Let me know, because yeah, we should have a conversation. You know why we should have a conversation? Because I'm around Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I just want to spend all my time with you. So you should spend all your time with me, because that's how relationships work, right? Clinger. That's all I got, guys. So, you know, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this video with friends, share it with family, share with that one dork you know who completely sucks at riding, so he went out and bought an automatic bike with hill assist and curve assist and laser radar, like cruise control and all that stuff, and now he thinks he's actually good at what he does. He loves this stuff, trust me. And I'll see you all on the flip side.